6 ways to get him addicted to you through irresistible confidence. Hey, it's Mark here from Make Him Yours, and today I'm sharing another 6 tips. You seem to really enjoy the last video, so I'm sharing 6 more tips as to how you can get a guy absolutely addicted to you by being that confident woman. That woman who always believes in herself, that woman who always seems to think and internally know her value and is able to execute on that, and men respect it. These 6 tips are going to show you how to be that woman. So stick around, make sure you check out the Empowerment Academy as well. It's where I share all of these in further detail. Hit the subscribe button with the little bell so you get the notifications, and don't forget to follow on Insta at Make Him Yours. I'll see you right after this. How to make him addicted through your confidence. There's no question, confident women are addictive to men, and today I'm sharing 6 more tips on how you can make yourself that confident woman. Number 1 is actioning on your purpose. It's crucial for men to have a purpose, and it's also crucial for women to have something that they love outside of men that they can strive and go for. Attraction is created through space. And when you're on your purpose too, a man gets to see you in that light. He gets to see you on your purpose, living your purpose, and he gets to be attracted to that across the space that that creates. When there's no purpose there, it leaves that man as your entire world, and that's not going to be good. That's not going to get him addicted to you. He wants to be able to come to you. So make sure you have that thing in your life that's outside of him, that's going to draw him to you, that you action on. Number 2, this is a big one. Find empowerment through triggers and trauma. Imagine you meet a man and it's like no matter what you say, something triggers him. He gets triggered or insecure or manipulates. It's almost like no matter where you go in the conversation, you hit this stop sign or this major speed bump or this dirt road. That's what it's like for men when they meet women who have a lot of triggers, a lot of trauma that hasn't been cleared. So you want to find your own empowerment through these triggers and trauma. Now, I'll do a lot of this with my clients personally, and I share a lot of this in the Empowerment Academy. So if you do want to know more, check it out there. Essentially, it comes down to finding the ways that the sucky things that have happened to you have actually helped you. Because when you can do that, when you can take the tough things that you've had and the lessons you've learned and express them to men, you don't come across as damaged goods, you come across as a confident, empowered woman who has found empowerment through her triggers and trauma. Number 3. Exercise and sleep. I cannot tell you what a big difference this makes, and it sounds so simple. So many women are coming to me in their old insecure mindsets, their old anxious mindsets, which many of us have as a child, but doesn't serve us as an adult. And then they get into these new mindsets, and then they regress, and I say, how much sleep you've been getting or how much you've been exercising? And they say less than 6 hours. And I've hardly been exercising. You really cannot overstate the importance of sleep and exercise if you want to be in your most secure and confident state. A rule for my clients is they have to make time to have at least 7 hours sleep a night and at least 5 days of exercise a week. And by doing so, it makes enormous gains on how they feel about themselves and their own confidence when it relates to men. Number 4 is aspecting on the father figure. And what this basically means, and it's just as important for men with their mothers, is that we talk to our parents, except they're not in the room. So for this exercise, I recommend setting up 2 chairs where one is you and one you are the parent, and you go back and forth having a conversation between them. Especially if you haven't had a great connection with your dad, this is a really powerful way to heal that connection and to heal those wounds, and to eventually take over as your own father, just as men have to do as our own mothers, to take care for ourselves. This very healing process I talk about more in the Empowerment Academy as well. So if you do want more details on that, check it out in the space below. And what this exercise, as I say, really does is allows you to find your own confidence and your own security in love attachments, which means, of course, you're not anxious with them when it comes to men. Number 5 is understand the fears of men. So I wrote a short book on this recently. You can check it out. I'll put a link towards that. It's in the texting series below, where I talk about men's fear of being able to serve. So SERVE, men have 5 fears that really determine their behavior and show why they are so likely to act erratically in certain situations. But if you don't understand these fears, women come to me and they say, it's all about me, it's all my fault. I say, no, he just had this one fear activated. He had this particular fear. It's like a light bulb goes off in their head because they suddenly depersonalize it. In other words, they realize it had nothing to do with me. There was nothing wrong with me the whole time. It was all about him and his fears, which is the mark of a confident woman that is addictive to men. So if you want to be that type of woman, while you're doing all these exercises to heal yourself, you have to also understand men, the fears of men, and how it changes their behavior. Finally, number 6 is learn to snowball life. I think snowballing is one of the most important skills that my clients can possibly learn. And snowballing, what it really means is it's your ability to see the way the short term affects the long term. So in other words, sometimes going back to that narcissistic guy or doing the people pleaser role can feel really good in the short term. Women who are confident and who are addictive to men, they know the long-term snowballing effects of their actions. In other words, they know the long-term consequences if they continue to people please. They know the long-term consequences like they really know them. They really feel them. So the next time they get tempted to, for example, forego a boundary or to say yes when they really mean no, they suddenly get swarmed with the long-term consequences of that action. For a confident woman, I say, well, what are all the consequences long-term, snowballed, of going back to this narcissistic guy? She can explain them very clearly. She says, my life's going to be in tatters, I'm going to have low self-esteem, my friends are going to leave me, I'm going to feel abandoned. I cannot go back to this guy, Mark. The ability to snowball and know the long-term consequences of your actions is the hallmark of a confident woman who is addictive to men, and frankly, who does well in all areas of her life. These are 6 more ways that I use to help women, to help my clients, to help you feel more secure and be that confident woman that men can't help but be addicted to in their love lives. So if you want to know more, check out the Empowerment Academy. The links are all in the space below. Hit the subscribe button with the little bell, as you always do, so you get the notifications, and give the video a thumbs up. And of course, follow along on Instagram at @MakeHimYours. What do you think of these exercises? What do you think of the video? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Post them all in the comments below. Love to hear them. These are really, really good, powerful exercises. And like I say, check out the Empowerment Academy if you do want to know more. Thanks again for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video very soon.